Hello again, peeps. Right, this time I'm going to cover round 7 and round 8 of part 2 of the Lily Pond Cowl. So we finished the other bit, wove my ends in. Like I said, the last row was fairly straightforward. Just remember to put your hook in the right place. So this one you'll be joining olive or your dark green colour. And again, it wants us to start in this three stitch corner. So again, we need to identify the correct stitch. So that's one. So this is the middle one. So we're inserting our hook here at this point. Okay, just off to the right of the post of the middle stitch. And what we need to do is join with a chain and then chain one more, and this counts as a half treble. So it now wants us to put another 2 half trebles in exactly the same place. Okay, and then we've got to do 17 stitches across. So again, ensuring that you put your hooks in the right place. Because we're not dealing with change, it should be a little bit easier to identify. We need to do 17 half trebles across this top here. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, which brings us nicely on to the middle stitch of our group of 3 in that corner. Again, this round is pretty straightforward. It's just about making sure you're inserting your hook into the right place. So I'm just going to whiz on and do this round so we can then get on to round 8. And I'm just yes, it's still 3. I think it's the next, I think it was the next round that there was quite a few comments made on the page. There's a bit of confusion. So I may alter the pattern slightly. But hey, if it means that your stitch count is right, does that really matter? I would say not. I know that if you're new to crochet, it may be daunting to think, hold on, I'm changing what somebody's written. People make mistakes, we're human beings, it happens. So sometimes you just have to adapt to fit. So I'm just gonna, so that's in the 3rd corner done now. Yep. So we're off along the 3rd edge now. Sorry if this is boring. Again, it's a straightforward round, just like the other set. Instead of doubles, we're doing half trebles, and you're still using the same hook at this point, people. There's been no change in hook in this pattern yet. Row 8, however, is a bit of a game changer. Not only did people have issues with where the pattern was written, but people forgot that they needed to do a hook change as well, because it's a taller stitch and it's to try and keep things as neat as possible. I believe that was the designer's rationale behind the hook changes in our patterns, and it makes sense because they are much taller stitches, they are a lot more open. Sorry, I'm just struggling to get me yarn out of the ball. So again, we're back at the corner, 3 in the corner, 2 and 3. I'll just deal with the yarn this end. Right. Sorry people, it's a new ball of yarn, so I'm having a few knot issues, which I'm sure we're all very familiar with. Okay, so I'm almost at the end, and again I finish every row exactly the same, and when we finish row 10 I'll show you the satisfaction of cutting the ends off. The only end I don't cut off is the very last one, and that's to make sure that it does get crocheted over when the pieces are put together, and then it can be removed at that point. But I still weave it in. Neat should be my middle name, I think, when it comes to crochet anyway. Okay, so we're just about there now. And again, this is the joint, so I'm going to have to use the smaller hook just to get in there. Pull that yarn up, transfer back, make sure your stitch is even. So there we go. We'll just end, snip, finish. Sorry, I'm knocking everything here. So 1, 2, top of the chain, Okay, it was a chain of 2 because we did treble, half trebles. So we're just going to tighten that up, and I'll do a quick weave through. We've only 2 rounds, not 3 rounds to go, peeps, so we're getting there, So that'll do for the purposes of this anyway, and I'll just tidy the back one up as well. Again, remember this one shows at the front because it consists of the first chain that we made. So again, when you tug, make sure that it's neat. And then we just weave up and down as we have previously, end on a down, done. So that is round 7. I'm having to think about that. Having to think about it. Okay, let's do this dreaded round 8. Okay, now the corners on this, if you read forward, we have 5 trebles in the corners. I'm just checking. Three half, yes. I'm just reading to make sure I haven't made 2. 5 treble groups, right? Yes. Okay. Now this pattern is asking you to join in the 3rd half treble, which to me, and I think many other people, would knock your count out, because if we do that, we then need, so I'm just, for the purposes of this pattern, I'm going to put a stitch marker where the pattern tells you to start. Okay, so that's where we're starting. And then when we've done the stitches that go in there, we have to treble in the next 7. So again, making sure that we put our hook in the correct place. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we need to chain 1 and skip 2. So that's 1, 2 skipped. Okay. And then we need to put 3 trebles into that stitch there. then we're skipping 2, 1, 2, and then 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which knocks you off, because if you have a look, that there is our corner 3, but we're ending before then, and I think this is what caused a lot of confusion for quite a lot of people. So me, being the rebel that I am, started where I thought I should, basically. Or did I? No, I've just counted that right. 7 5 trebles. So what I know is we need to have 5 trebles in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skip 2, 3 trebles. Skip 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It still just doesn't work out right for me. Anyway, so I know we need groups of 5 trebles in the corner. Okay, so if we use the corner 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, skip 2 trebles, skip 2, 6, 7. It's going to work out. So I'm going to use the central stitch. Sorry, I'm just checking. I know I've done a lot of counting and double checking. I want to make sure this is going to work out. So we're starting with, in this corner, so in the middle of the 3, as we have in previous rounds, with 3 chains and 2 trebles in the same stitch. 1. Then we're doing 7 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then we're doing a chain 1 and missing 2. Okay, that's 1, 2, and we're putting, so it's the posts we're counting. Remember, this treble here is in this stitch. Okay, so that's 1, that's 2 to miss. 3 trebles in the next. 1, 2 and 3. Then chain 1, miss 2, so that's 1 stitch, that's 2 stitches, so we need to go in here. Check where you're putting your hook. This could be another reason where people have miscounted as well. That's why I triple checked that it was going to work out. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where the join is. I always seem to hit on the join corner right where I'm trying to show you something. Okay, we'll just use a smaller hook to get in the right place and get that yarn up. Okay, 7. Now we need to put 5 in the center post. Okay, so just check I'm putting it in where it's meant to be. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also remember, I know I've just done one side of this round, but you've changed your hook at this point. You've gone down half a size. If you're sticking to the hooks, you're on a 3.5 now. If not, use your equivalent hook. So now we need to do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Yep. Chain 1, miss 2. That is the last stitch we went into. Miss 2. 1, 2. So going in here. 1, 2 and 3. Chain 1, and again we're missing 2. So that stitch is the last one we've gone into. 1 and 2. We're going in here. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Brings us nicely to the center post for our 5 trebles in that stitch. Okay, or have I miscounted somewhere? I think I miscounted somewhere, people. It happens. 2, 4, 6, 7. Miss 2, 1, 2, in. Miss 2, 1, 7. No, yeah. Just ignore me. I'm doing Mrs. Doubtfire, doubting myself. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then carry on again. So we're doing the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Chain 1, miss 2. So remember where we are, where we need to be. 3 trebles together in the same place. Chain 1, miss 2, and then 7. Ooh. Six and 7. Again, back to center post. 5 in there, and then continue the last side. When you get to the end, you're putting 2 trebles in that last stitch to make your 5, and then joining. So at this point here where we started with a chain and 2 trebles, but because it's a corner it needs a further 2 trebles in the same place. Join and weave your ends in as you have with all the rest, and then the next video we will be looking at rounds 9 and 10, and we'll have a nice complete square. Happy hooking, everybody. Sorry, I was just double checking my counting there, but something isn't quite right. I don't understand why the pattern would suggest you go into that particular stitch, and I just wanted to check I was putting it in the right place. So counting before you start can sometimes be very helpful. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.